At what stage of the writing maybe do you then get into the process? Or are you already there from the start, or is it?
It's
did
both.
you work with finished or more or less finished structures?
It's both. Sometimes I'll start with the vocal melody, and then I'll show it to Eric or whoever, and they'll build from that. And other times the music will be, you know, pretty much laid out for me, and then I will there'll be like a demo recording of it, and then I can listen to it over and over again, and then that's when I like come up with melodies or.
But do you have the feeling that the other band members, they take you already into account, into maybe what your voice, into what they write?
Yeah, most of the time. I mean, sometimes it'll be in the key. We'll have to change the key of the song because it'll be too low or too high for me. But most of the time they think about it.
But maybe, if I can call it a struggle that you just described a little bit, is that a good thing, that this is an ongoing thing with band members, that each of them maybe has to fight a little bit for certain ideas or plans?
Yeah, absolutely. While it's happening, it's probably frustrating, but it's also probably the reason that the music we make is interesting and doesn't sound like one thing, because we are all struggling to pull it in our own direction. And sometimes, in the best scenario, we all get what we want. We all are doing something that we're happy with. And in the worst scenario, maybe two of the people in the band are unfulfilled, which is fine. You know, if some of us love it, that's fine too.
But you take care that's not always the same guys or girl in.
Yeah, absolutely. There are some songs that speak to some of us so much more than others.
Can you maybe then, I'll ask the question to both of you, but I start with you first.
Sure.
What's the song that Andrea dislikes the most then? Or
dislikes the most?
Most problem, well, it was the most struggle to get through her. To her.
On In Heaven?
Oh, I get to choose.
I know.
I get to choose. Daniel is an interesting one because she's been like kicking and screaming about that song for years. She wrote, like we said, they wrote it 5 or 6 years ago, so she's lost all emotional connection to it, and we've reworked it so many times. But at the end, I think it's finally in a place where you are happy doing it. But that was the one that barely made it on because she was so disinterested in it.
Correct.
Yeah.
You think so? Was that what you would choose?
Yeah.
Okay.
And now, what do you think is his problem child then?
You never let me in on this. Let me think.
Just guess one.
With a slight explanation if you have one.
Oh man.
I can just tell you. I'm not going to whisper it.
Now maybe you can tell, and then she can maybe explain why.
Okay, let's try to see.
Well, I don't think you were there the day we recorded it, but the song "Spain" on the album was just a bad day in the studio. So when I hear it, I just kind of hear a bad day. But the song itself, it's a great, I think that's one where Eric wrote the chords and a melody, and then Andrea wrote words, and I think it's
What
the core of the
happened?
song is. It was just a frustrating day in the studio. We were all kind of cranky, and things weren't working the way we wanted them to work.
Playing it over and over and over again.
Yeah, we just weren't communicating. We didn't have that magic moment where everything linked up.
Is that something that has to be there for all of you, maybe? To have that initial magic?
The magic?
Mm-hmm.
The magic.
Yeah, it should be.
Because maybe is it makeable? If it's not there, can you create it?
Oh.
You should make it. That's our jobs. When we don't make it, that's when the songs aren't so great, You have to make it or else you wind up with something bad.